Good morning. I hope your day is starting well. Currently mixing my coffee. Really important first thing in the morning. Also, I seem to be getting a bit of a sore throat. I should work on that. Okay, we will be going into sprints here in just a moment. I'm just setting up my clock every time I think I've got it and I realize I've done everything but. Alright. In about 30 seconds, we're going to begin the first sprint, and then during the break, I'd love to discuss deadlines and what would be a reasonable deadline when you are in production mode. If you are consistently working at your project every day. And really that breaks down to what works best for you and what your goals are. And our first morning sprint begins. 10 minutes. And I am starting at just under 8,000 words, so I should clear another 1,000 words here in this session. Hello, how are you, Dominica? Good afternoon. Hello, how are you, Dominica? Good afternoon. Are you heading home? Wonderful. Make sure you have a good trip. Hopefully I can keep you a little bit entertained along the way. The project you've been working on in the afternoon and obviously whenever you can has been nano related, right? Funny, I haven't changed anything. I wonder what makes the difference. But I actually had noticed that in the stream a little bit yesterday, which is fine. The goal is that everybody enjoys writing. Or get started. So if they read a little bit, they read a little bit. We know reading helps writing, and this first draft is a first draft. No first draft is ever going to be any good. It's never going to be horrible. The story itself is usually really good. The delivery of the story is usually why we edit. Well, it is why we edit. I know for myself, I usually end up with a lot more tell, don't show, which is not what you're supposed to do. A lot of places where you could demonstrate certain things. Well, we're happy to have you either way, regardless of what you want to be called. How are you doing this morning? I hope that headache finally goes away for you. Those things are wretched. Wonderful. We're at 3 minutes. I'm glad you're actually getting some help for it at least. That's awesome. Our writing group only meets once a month, and I keep missing that day. It's kind of frustrating. But having an in person writing group is nice. It does. It does. I would like that to sometimes not be the case. Excuse me. Yes, the kitties are racing. You hear them because two of them are still kittens. And they don't know, kittens don't know quiet at all. And that's time. Okay, that is. I will figure that word out later. I just need to change the color of myself so that I don't miss it later. Please forgive me, I know it's wholly unprofessional, but I am starting to come down with a cold, it seems. Not entirely sure why my chat got paused. It's really difficult to participate in the chat if I'm not. Oh. Okay. I'll get used to my setup. So, this first sprint actually was pretty good. Crossed the next 1,000 mark hurdle, which I generally do because of these sprints every day, which is a wonderful thing. When I sit and write without just doing it in sprints, I can personally put out a little bit more than this at a time, but that's what I do. I make it a habit of getting a book out on a consistent basis. Each person is different, and one of the things that I've found is that I've known people who set goals like yours, Dominica, where you've got plans to get a book out next year. Well, there are others who set up goals of getting their books out monthly. What are your goals, Hero, with your collection of 10 stories? Although it sounds like you're going to have a little bit less than that with this new one. I will begin the next sprint here. Oh, there's the timer. That's wonderful. If you're here, please say hi. Did it? Let me see. I don't have anything going on here. Good morning, Gishana. Has the stream come back? Ah, wonderful. Okay. Well, wonderful that it's back. Sorry there were technical difficulties. You know, that's great. You know what your priorities are, and that is probably the best thing when you're getting into any kind of publishing, even if you're just going to publish a book on occasion. Know what your priorities are. Things will work. You'll be able to work things around that. Okay. I can see where having both the stream running and a video uploading would be a problem. We've actually had that where one of us, my kids also have channels, where one of us was streaming and the other one was uploading. It was interesting. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start the next sprint. 10 minutes. Now. Hopefully the video finishes uploading soon. I gotta play catch up. Coffee's always great. As you've noticed, I tend to drink a lot. I do too, but I haven't brought that my particularly large mug on the stream yet. We're just under 7 minutes. Oh, yes. Kitty cats are being kitty cats. Oh, waking up kids is always fun. In theory, mine are awake. Excuse me. I apologize. I thought I was going to catch that. Three minutes. Exactly. Which is surprising. I never seem to look at the timer at exactly the right time. Or exactly an even time. Just right around one. About a minute and a half. And we're down in the last few seconds. I have actually done about another 150 words. And as soon as the timer goes off here, I'm going to go ahead and hit the save button, because I don't want to lose the work. So if you haven't already hit save and you're working on a project, please hit save. And that's our sprints for this morning. I'm still planning on being back about 1 o'clock this afternoon too. How's your video? Did it get uploaded, Hero? Oh, forgive me. Oh. I hope the kids are cooperative this morning, Kashana. Okay, with that being the end of this live, and before the chaos begins in my house, well, beyond the kitty chaos, I'm gonna go ahead and jump off here myself. But I will be back at 1 o'clock this afternoon, my time. I'm hoping to make that a regular thing. I've got a busy morning ahead. I hope your video goes well, gets uploaded and goes well. I'll look for it on your channel, Hero. And I hope you have a safe trip home. Always. Well, notes in the sense that I create a minor outline, and I put any plot points that I know that we need to hit, milestones, goals, that kind of thing. That's what I do ahead of time. I don't really do... I actually did a series about my prep work videos. And I don't take a whole lot of additional notes. Now, I've been known to add notes. So, as people, as characters, people, they are people, reach certain points in their character development, I make sure to note about what chapter and what was going on and what milestone that they, as a character, reached. But I don't usually do extra notes or don't, write specifically notes by themselves otherwise. I hope that answered your question. It always feels rambly. I'm happy to be able to be helpful, however possible. I am going to finish motivating my teenagers. You guys have a fabulous, well, afternoon and morning, depending on where you're at, obviously. And I will see you in my afternoon in a few hours.